Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn, and glad to be here the first trading day of the week. This is going to be a busy week. If you can hear me loud and clear, please respond in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. All right, so let's go see. We've got about 33 people in here. Glenn hasn't said a thing. He already has 7 likes. Way to go, Roger. I like that. I like that. Let me know. I know it's hot. How about it's 80? It's like 110 degrees for 25 straight days in Roger. We've been checking on our son in Arizona to make sure he's okay. That's hot. Good googly muggly, it's hot. It wasn't really hot today, this weekend in North Carolina, but it was still hot. It's going to get back up into the high 90s again this week. So glad to be here. You know, I love talking to you guys before we get started. You know, I like to entertain and engage with you guys before we get hot and heavy into what's going on this week. Big week. The Fed's going to announce this week. I think it's built in that the Fed's going to do about a quarter basis points raise, even though inflation is cooling, and we're not far, and we're going to take a look at that. We're not far from his target of 2%. And then after that, probably inflation starts going back up again. Oil is going to be a precursor to that as well. I got 113 people. Good. So the alerts is hitting, and you know, the title for the alert today was that it was a big week. What stocks are moving? You know, what stock picks do you guys need to keep your eyes on? That's what it's all about, right? But I want you to be able to do this in a prudent manner. I want you guys to be able to make money, but I want you guys to be able to do it in a safe way. You know, it's all about the stock market, making money. Part of making money is holding on to that money. How many of you saw the video this past weekend about being able to know when to get out of the stocks that have been flying? Type a 1 in the room if you saw this weekend's video. Type a 2 if you didn't. All right. Joey put the link in there for you. Let's share that link. Folks, I'm trying every live stream to get at least 300 people in the room. It's time for us to move forward from where we are. There's a lot of people out there who need to know about what we do, so share the link. Share the link. I see a couple of 2s. Folks, if you haven't seen it, I invite you to take a look at this past week's video. It's not about just giving you stocks. It's giving you the information and the tutelage to help you to hold on to the profits on some of those stocks that you have, folks. David says, what up, bro? Hello from Cape Town, South Africa. Good afternoon, David. Glad to have you here. So there's Friday's video is in the chat. Share the link for this video. Again, let's try to get 300 people in here. One last thing before we move. As you know, we hit the milestone of 50,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for making that happen. The only way we get to grow more is if you share the link. Let's get more people in here so they understand all of this stuff that's going on right here. See all of this stuff? This could be mishmash unless you know how to use it and use it to your advantage. That's what you want, a tool that's going to help you to make your trades better. So as we start to look at what's going on, here's our color guard, a lot of green, and that's a good thing. But because the market has been moving up the way that it has, if you look at our MTI, we have an actual indicator. And this is where the information comes in. This is where the education comes in. We have an indicator that lets you know when the market is looking for a top. That MTI, which is on a scale between 0 and 2, when it gets to a level of about 1.5 to 1.6, the market is starting to look for a top. A lot of VectorVest stocks, the 5-day indicator has moved down to the 65-day. So Lee, again, this weekend's video talked a lot about how to manage the stocks that have made you guys a lot of money. And when I look at your stocks today, I'm going to assume that the stocks that you've been giving me are stocks that you currently own, and you want some insight on what to do with those stocks. I am going to take some of those techniques that we talked about in this weekend's video to help you guys to manage the stocks that you're in. Glenn, appreciated Ryan's take on the VV app. He did a great job, folks. He did a great job in filling in for me on the mobile app. And, you know, between him and Devin helping me out when I'm not here on Fridays, it's awesome. It's awesome to have a team to help us get across to you what you need to know. All right. You notice I got a new shirt on today. Let me move my mic. See that? New VectorVest shirt. Ryan and I both got new shirts from the VectorVest store. You can always go to www.vectorvest.com/merchandise to pick up your own. I love these. The feel of these shirts is really, really good. If you use the promo code Glenn23, you get 30% off. If you use the promo code Glenn23, you get 30% off. So Ryan and I got some really cool shirts. I got a gray one, I got a stone color one, and then I got like a navy blue one on top of this gray one. If you want to look like us, folks. Oh, look at that. William said he bought a hoodie. I think when it comes time for the winter time, I think I'm gonna put in to get a couple of hoodies as well. All right. So what do you do? What do you do right now? All of the major indices are up. That's good if you're bullish in the market right now. I recorded tonight's video, which is giving you my top weekly picks for U.S., Canada, and Australia. I got a little bonus for the U.S. market, but take a look. I went a different route in finding the stocks for you this week. I did something a little different, so you got to check it out on tonight's video at 6 p.m. Mark, we might give away a mug today. Joey, you want to give away a mug today? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah, we're going to give away a mug today. You got to wait to the end. We're going to give away a mug. I'll give you a keyword to type in. All right, I'll give you a keyword to type in. No, we're going to give away. You want to give away a shirt instead of a mug? Joey? Okay, we're going to go with a mug. All right. So all of the major indices are up today. If you're bullish in the market, I'm still telling you to be careful. All right, let's go take a look at the market timing graph and let you know why I want us to be very careful about what we're doing. Here's the market. We are now 3 days off of the July. Sorry, Joey. We are 3 days off of the July high. All right, and Dr. DeLito always writes about keeping your eyes on the July high. Normally, the market goes up. July, we hit a high. After that, we fall until the fall time. We fall until the fall. All right. But there's a lot of things that are wrapping up right now that help to back up why we feel that way, especially looking at the MTI being at that range above 1.5, getting into that 1.6 range. And if I put on the market timing graph over the last year, here's that level of about 1.5. When that MTI gets to that level, the more it gets above that level, the deeper the fall. Notice here, we got to that level, not a big pullback. We got up into that level, big pullback. Boom, boom, boom. We got close to that level, small pullback. We are now getting above that level once again, which is setting us up for a bigger pullback. Sure look like a bull flag developing to me, says Daniel. All I'm telling you, folks, is if nothing else, I need you guys to pay attention to what's going on with your stocks. Utilize some of the techniques that I gave you in managing those stocks that have made you a lot of money. Hello, where can I watch your show tonight? George, if you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, you will get an alert when the 6 p.m. video is ready for you to watch. All right, and you just click on that alert and it will take you to the 6 p.m. video. I've heard a couple of people call in to the product support staff saying Glenn's going to do a webcast at 6 p.m. And that's not what I said. We've got a video release at 6 p.m. for you to watch. As long as you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, you will get the alert. All right, so with this all going on, with all of this going on, I'm telling you to still be careful. Let's talk about what news is moving the market. Let's get into my news articles. Not a lot of articles today because I think that it's really incumbent upon what the Fed's going to do. I think everybody's looking at that. We're going to take a wait and see approach. Stocks could still meander higher. All right. But even with that being said, we are at a point where the market is looking for a top. Daniel says this is kind of like excitement over the Taylor Swift release. I'm going to give you some crickets on that. I'm going to give crickets on that, because I need to shake it off. That was funny. Daniel, that was funny. Everybody should laugh at that because that was funny. That was right on point with what you said, Daniel. It was right on point with what you said. All right. Glenn needs to drop a music video. Well, if you follow me on Facebook and Twitter, I did post some. I DJ'd a wedding this weekend, and I posted a couple of videos from that as well. All right. So the Federal Reserve to resume the rate hike after the June pause. I think that everybody knows that that's what he's going to do. But another story. Why the Fed isn't ready to declare victory on inflation. Officials remain concerned about whether wages at this point, because inflation has started to cool, wages are now catching up to inflation. So a lot of companies that raised wages because inflation was so high, now because inflation is falling, wages are starting to outpace, to a certain degree, inflation. What does that mean? People have more money in their pockets. What does that mean? People are going to spend more money. What does that mean? Inflation is going to start to rise again. Now, that's not a bad thing. I think that inflation rising, looking at supply and demand, that's a healthy thing for the economy. The problem is when you let inflation run rampant and you call it transitory. That is the problem. So we are looking at oil rising, which is an indicator, a true indicator of rising inflation. We're looking at wages, and price growth can slow enough without an economic turndown. So we already have an economic turndown. The Fed has done what they needed to do to slow down the economy, and they really never slowed it down to the point where the job market was under the thumb of what was going on with the economy. The job market has been resilient because people need workers. All right, and with the raising of the interest of wages, because they needed to keep people. One of the big things that's going on with people are looking for jobs, are being selective. They want more money and they want to be able to work from home. I think COVID-19 changed the dynamic of the work world. People want to work from home. Why? Because childcare is so freaking expensive. A lot of people work 2 jobs, 1 job just to pay for childcare. So being able to work from home alleviates that expense, and I think more and more people are wanting to do that. I have a quibble with the complaints over transitory. Economists don't think in short term, less than a year time frames. Inflation probably is transitory right now. But it's not transitory. It's not transitory, Daniel, when you watch inflation rise after we've put so much money into the economy, quantitative easing, and inflation ran. That was going to be the product of all of the quantitative easing. At some point in time, you know that inflation was going to run, and it was going to run hot. But instead of trying to quash the economy at that time or slow it down, you called it transitory, and it ran rampant. I think, again, right now, because wages are starting to outpace inflation is going to go back up. But that's healthy. That's just normal supply and demand. All right, so Joey was wearing that shirt a month ago, wasn't he? When did you ever see Joey? That's all I got to say about that. When did you ever see Joey? Sigh. All right. Mark says, with that logic, Daniel, the ice age was transitory in gel. Oh, yeah. Listen, Mark, leave him alone because I understand what he's saying. And I think that we are going to start to get to another rise in inflation once again, but it needs to be controlled. All right. Let's go to the Fed decision in earnings ahead. Twitter's rebranding. How many of you heard about Twitter's rebranding? They're taking away the blue bird and putting an X, and they're making it all black. All right, what's moving the markets? Dow futures, this is earlier this morning. This week's earnings are expected to provide. Apple reports, a lot of other companies report this month, this week as well. A lot of big companies. Couple that with what the Fed's decision is, it's going to be a very interesting week. Chevron beats estimate, busy earnings week ahead. That's an oil play. And again, oil is a precursor to what's going on with inflation. If it's rising, oil prices rising affects the economy adversely. Prices rise. All right. Chevron, Musk, there's the Twitter rebranding. Adidas, who cares about the Yeezy shoes? Does anybody care? Type of 1 if you care, type of 2 if you don't care. That whole Kanye West Adidas thing, I really, Joey, you all on that? I'm not on that. I'm not on that. I think they're gonna lose. You do? I don't have no Yeezys. Are they really? I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. And I think Adidas is going to lose a lot of money on these shoes. So we'll see what happens. Look at this. About $565 million in orders for the first Yeezy shoes sold since German sports group cuts ties last week with Ye, the rapper known as Kanye West. All right, so we'll see. And then oil hands back some recent gains. Again, I'm definitely, that's one of my two industries, petroleum, and my other one is gold. Gold is not coming through for me right now. I do own some JNUG and I own WTI. So I do own both of those. I'm keeping my eyes on them. There's oil again. Oil prices rise as tight supply counters expected rate hikes. We all know that OPEC is cutting. Russia is cutting. You know, I don't know if I want to go down this path. But if we wouldn't really care what OPEC and Russia did if we just drilled our own oil. Can I get an amen on that? That's all I want to know. And that's as far as I'm going to go with this. Can I get an amen? Because we wouldn't care what Russia did. We wouldn't care what OPEC did. You know, we got more oil than them. We got more oil than them. Why don't we just drill our own and say, forget what y'all do. Y'all do you, boo-boo. We can handle our own. We can handle our own. All right. I'm not going. There we go. Mark says, stop being so political, Glenn. See, I wasn't trying to be political. I just made a statement. I wasn't trying to be political. I just made a statement. Mark, stop trying to put me out there. I just made a statement. All right, because we rather have them pollute our environments. And that's another side of that. Their oil is, well, Russia's oil is dirty oil. I don't think that OPEC's oil is dirty oil. Not nearly as dirty. All right, another story. You know, in the chip space, one of my favorite chip stocks in the AI chip space, AI/chip space is NVIDIA. Why? It's been more so because of price action. SMCI is another big one as well. And there it is. Patty, thank you, Patty. Patty, I'm going to cheer for you. Patty says, independence is not political. Amen to that. It's not political, Mark. Stop trying to put me out there. Throw me under the bus. All right. So NVIDIA could hit 700. That's a lot of money on a $300 billion AI opportunity. And I'm going to look at all of these stocks. Amazon, all these AI stocks. AI is still a hot thing. So I'm going to put NVIDIA, AMD. NVIDIA. Let's go to my list. NVIDIA, AMD. Let's go build my list today. I already got a couple of stocks in there. We'll come to that in a second. There's CVX. NVIDIA, comma AMD, comma Amazon, comma what else was in there? Amazon, Tesla, and Google. Tesla, TSLA, comma GOOGL. All right. I still like SMCI, but the TTM squeeze indicator shows a roll-off coming. Again, Roger, I talked about SMCI. I'll put that in here too. Even though it's not in the story, it's an AI stock that I like. Well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well put in my favorite AI stock, Palantir. Stop it, Mark, before you even say anything. But you know something? Is as speculative a play as Palantir is, look at that from a VST perspective. It's above there. Our president administration controls fuel prices. You know, I think our oil prices have been manipulated. We put a lot of oil out of our strategic reserve to flood the market with oil. And you know something? Later in life, we might look at that as a genius move as long as we replace it. You know, it may not be a bad move to control oil prices, air quotes, but we gotta replace it. All right. I haven't seen a lot of news about how much they're replacing. Hey, Haas. All right, so far I'm building my list for today, but Palantir, believe it or not, is amongst the top as far as VST and earnings growth. I still own my Palantir as well. All right, what else is moving in the market? Tesla. This is huge because one of the biggest things that I've got as far as pushback on EVs was the price of the car, more so the price of the battery. If it turns around, you got to replace the battery. Battery is a lot of money. Glenn, replacement is my biggest concern. I'm with you, Cigar. Replacement, we're getting into hurricane season. God forbid something really bad happens and we need the oil because something down in the Gulf states happened and we got jacked up. That's going to be scary. I believe at max capacity, the strategic oil reserve only has a few days of 100% oil use. I thought it was more than a few days, even at max capacity. Can somebody back up what Daniel said? I thought it was longer than just a few days. I thought it was that. Oil prices have been manipulated by OPEC and stabilized by withdrawal from the strategic. See, Lauren, y'all are getting deeper into the whole oil situation than I feel comfortable getting into. I still think that there was some manipulation with the release of the strategic reserves, but as low as oil has been in the past month or so, we should have been really replacing that oil in a big clip. All right. I know William is right. Tesla ignored a downgrade today. I saw that. I didn't bring that story to the table because this is big news, William. Tesla to discuss factory plan for new $24,000 car. That's going to be huge. You already know that in China, Boyd, which is China's Tesla, produces an all-electric car for $11,000. Now, it's a little itty-bitty-teeny car, but $24,000 for an all EV car is huge. It is huge. All right. And it's in the India factory. And with all of the big factories that Tesla has, they have the ability, once the demand is there, to put out a lot of cars. Tesla is still a good long-term play. I did beat them up when they cut prices. All right, because I knew it was going to bite into their margin. I said short term, watch Tesla. I did play it to the downside short term. But Tesla is a fundamentally sound company. And I've never said anything bad about Tesla long-term. I like Tesla long-term. Hello, Glenn, up in New Hampshire Lakes region today. There you go. There you go. Did you know Canada has a strategic reserve maple syrup? No, I did not know. By the way, talking about Canada, I will be coming to Canada. VectorVest is coming to Canada in September. I will be making my first ever trip to Canada, September 16th. I don't know a whole lot of details about it, but I will be in Canada on September 16th, and then we will be in LA on September 23rd. I'm loving the opportunity to get out to meet you guys and shake hands face to face. So looks like September 16th. Again, I don't know where, and I don't know all of the details yet, but looks like September 16th. It's only going to be a few of us. We're going to be in Canada, and then we're going the next week to LA. So you guys got to come out. I mean, because if you don't sign up for it, we're going to cancel it again. Just trying to tell you. If you don't show up, if you don't sign up, I would love to come to Vegas. Ooh-wee. Who you telling? Joey couldn't come, though. Joey can't go. All right. Big new statement over the weekend. Barbenheimer, which is Barbie and Oppenheimer, both opened up this weekend. Tops $235 million in domestic debut. Eyes a second highest box weekend ever. Anybody seen any one of these videos or movies? Mark says he's going to be in Anaheim from September 26th to the 29th for a trade show. Oh, it's not the money show. We don't do the money show anymore. I grew up in L.A. Nothing can make me go back, says Roger. I hear you. Oh, looks like we're going to L.A. All right. Anybody went to go see Barbie or Oppenheimer? Type of one in the movie. If you didn't see either one of those, type of two. If you didn't see either one of those. But I'm using this big statement, a lot of money being made, because I want us to look at AMC. All right. I'm looking for AMC. I actually picked up a little bit of AMC. As I know, it's a meme stock. Now, it jumped up a lot after shock court ruling Meme volatility is back. A lot of people ain't going to see either one of those. I'll see Oppenheimer this coming weekend, says Michael. I got it. I'm hoping to see Oppenheimer this afternoon, says Roger. I got it. Nobody's telling me that they're going to go watch Barbie, though. Joey, I think Joey's going to take his girls to go see Barbie. Are you going to take your girls to go see Barbie, Joey? Huh? There you are. He's going to go see Barbie. So, but that's a big movie opening for one weekend. So I'm keeping my eyes on AMC. Now, something that scares me about AMC in the movies is the writers are on strike and now actors are on strike. That could affect the AMC stock. But I think that the movies that have already announced that they're coming out, I think the anticipation is big. So that could continue to keep moving movies up. And it could be continue to move AMC up. All right. And then did anybody see the open letter from Cohen this weekend on Twitter about buying back shares? And a lot of people are calling it dilution. Type a 1 in the room if you saw that. I did see the letter on Twitter. And a lot of people are complaining about dilution. So hold on. The volatility isn't over. AMC has filed for a revised stock conversion proposal in a bid to address the court's concerns. Said if the court is satisfied, he hopes to go ahead with the plan as soon as possible. If that happens, expect the rest of the gains since the ruling is quickly reversed. There was something about screen debut, Barbie and Oppenheimer. There we go. AMC ticker was up 35% in Monday pre-market. All right, I did pick up some AMC, not a Twitter, it was Facebook, not on Twitter. Facebook's enough, says Michael. No, not going to watch Barbie unless you pay me. Joey's going to take his girls, and he's going to pay for my ticket too. Right, Joey? Shareholders, there it is. Shareholders challenging the conversion had argued it diluted existing stockholders without compensation, which eventually led to a settlement. So what may not be clear to AMC holders is that if the company is unable to convert APE shares, AMC will be forced to issue significantly more APE shares to cover its upcoming cash requirements. They have underperformed rating on AMC with a price target of 2. A lot of people won't touch AMC because it's in that meme space. So I'm playing the news. And I just talked about that, Drew, that Elon is changing out the blue for an X, and he's going to make the page, the background black. All right. Crypto news. Sam Altman's WorldCoin token soars on the first day of trading. OpenAI, that's the guy that's privately held. Microsoft's got a big investment in them through OpenAI. That's where ChatGPT is, blah, 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 blah. WorldCoin, the token of the crypto project co-founded by OpenAI chief, rallied on its first day of trading on Monday as investors piled into the hype around artificial intelligence. Think about this. Artificial intelligence along with crypto. That's a powder keg. Type of 1 if you believe that that's a powder keg. Type of 2 if you think that that's a solid investment. Type of 1 if you think that it's a powder keg. You're putting AI and now crypto together. Type of 2 if you think that that this is a solid investment. I'm just curious to know where you stand. I'm not a big fan of crypto. I still think FTX has put crypto a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth when it comes down to crypto. So this is news. I don't even think you can trade it yet. At least I don't know where you can actually. Hold on. Let's go see. Research. Where is my crypto? See if I got it. Cryptocurrencies. I wonder if I can find WorldCoin. This is my spot. World token. Is that it? I wonder if that's it. Is that it? World token. Can somebody back me up on that? Is that the same thing? World coin, world token? Yes or no? I don't know. I don't know. This is the only place that I can look at it, get some news on it. But it's brandy new. It's brandy new. It doesn't even show me any data on it. Doesn't even show me any data on it yet. I'm not sure. But I'm going to keep my eye on it. At least it's news enough that I want to keep my eyes on it. WorldCoin jumped as high as 358 from the initial price of 170, then pulled back. It's eyeballing. There it is. This is the scary part. Eyeball scanning crypto project. It's going to scan people's eyeballs in order to generate a unique digital identity. That identity, or world ID, grants the holder proof of personhood in the world coin parlance. If the world token or coin has 666, it's not for me. Mark, you ain't about lying. You ain't about lying right there. I just put that up. You ain't about lying. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Woo-wee. All right, next one. We've been talking a lot about my Minority Report. Carol went to another movie, Minority Report, with Little Man. What's Little Man's name? What's that little man's name? Somebody type it in the room. Minority Report, also with Mission Impossible. Somebody. Tom Cruise. There you go. You know he is a little dude. He's only about like 3'5". You know, you look at him in real life, he's shorter than you, Joey. I think Lily's taller than him. Mm-hmm. All right. So air travel may reach a breaking point this summer with more storms, fewer staff, and busier skies. I was watching the news this morning before I came in. My wife, new job now has her traveling, and she's going to be traveling for the next few weeks in a row. And the news came on this morning saying that Charlotte this morning had the most cancellations than any airport in the world. And they were really adamant about that, in the world at that moment. That's huge because American Airlines is a major American airline hub, and about 65 flights had been canceled this morning. That was just in Charlotte. Oh, Tom Cruise is 5'7"? Sorry about that, Siberia. Thank you. 5'7". I didn't watch is the new Mission Impossible out? Is new Mission Impossible out? And you're right, Lee, a lot of pilots got fired because they didn't take COVID shots, didn't they? They didn't take COVID shots. You're right. There are thousands of pilots available. All right, so as much as we've been watching the travel stocks, the airlines, the hotels, the Airbnbs, I just did a story on travel stocks for World News, U.S. News and World Report. We'll see if they quote anything that I wrote in regards to that. We'll see. But my 3 or 4 best travel stocks, I think I picked the airline, I picked the Airbnb, I picked the hotel, and I picked the booking company. Those were my 4 stocks that I picked in this space. Cruz is 5'7" in his Cubans. I don't know. Listen, is he 5'7"? That's still short. All right, so watch the air travel stocks. Watch the airline stocks. How about this on our VectorVest blog? I went to VectorVest.com, clicked on the blog. Netflix misses earnings, but it's optimistic growth on revenue. 3 things investors need to see. If you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest software, you can always go to our main website, which looks like this. This is www.VectorVest.com. Go over to our blog section, click on it. We always try to bring up a story for you, a stock every day, at least one every day, right here from our blog. Folks, this is great information. This is July 21st. This was just, who did that? That's Rizé. Hi, Rizé. But no, Rizé, you just are live on my YouTube right now. See that? But I'm taking you off. All right. So, we're gonna take a look at Netflix. Let's go put in Netflix, NFLX, and then for airlines, we're gonna put in Delta, DAL, AAL, Love. We'll put in 3. We'll put in those 3 for the airlines. All right, we'll put in those 3 for the airlines. Let's get back to the stories. Oh, Ron was on last week on Trending Thursday. If you guys want to learn how to generate 3% of capital per month with one option trade, Joey put the link in there. Go to www.vectorvest.com/OP register. We've got about 3 or 4, I think it's 3 more free webcasts that you can attend. Click on reserve my seat now once you get to that. Oh, Google's got to go on that list. I think I put Google already. July 24th, that's today at 4:30, tomorrow at 11 a.m., and then also tomorrow at 6 p.m. These are all free. All right, you want to learn more about how to generate 3% a month with one option trade? I'm going to put that into here for you guys. Click on that link. It is free. 3 webcasts within the next couple of days. All right. Let's get into my list. Here's the stocks that made. Mine is better. Why did you do? Mine is better than yours. Everything you can do, I can do better. You're supposed to say, no, you can't, Joey. Sigh. Oh, he's not listening today. Big move on AMC, that news. All right, again, I told you that I did pick up some AMC. This is short news. This is a short-term play. Nice big move today. Look at that. Fundamentally not there. RT is there. I do like that they grow their earnings at a double-digit clip. Way overvalued. This is a short-term play. By the way, folks, in case I didn't tell you, this is a short-term play. Out of the stocks, where's my oil stock? This U.S. oil. Look at that, up 2.5%. Let's go sort this by percent price change. Short news, Tom Cruise. Oh, look at that. I like that. Short news equals Tom Cruise. There we go. CVX, they beat on earnings. Oil is up today. Again, rising oil does show rising inflation down the line. All right. Tesla's up today. Alphabet is up today. Again, a lot of my AI stocks are moving. SMCI. A lot of people were concerned about SMCI because it had made a big dip. Let's go take a look at all of these. All right. Let's take a look at all of these that are in the green today. View the stock graph. Let's pop this up a little bit. 3-month graph. Looking at AMC. Again, this is a short-term play. This is all news driven. All right, but if I look at this from the MPI perspective, folks, ooh, do you see what I see? Look at that. The 5 and the 40 on price are about to cross. Look at the big wick at the bottom of the candle. Thank you, Joey. Look at the big wick at the bottom of the candle. A lot of buying pressure. But look at the 5 crossing below the 40. Even people who are looking at the near perfect indicator, there you go. Siberia says, when you say that AMC is a short-term play, how short? I would put tight reins on this. Let me give you a line in the sand. All right, let me give you a line in the sand real quick on where I would think about, if you're in it, I'm going to give it down to this price of about $4.88. If it crosses below that price of $4.88, I'm getting out of the stock. All right, the news on AMC, they got a court decision. They're trying to raise cash. They're trying to get the APE shares converted over to AMC shares. I just talked about the news, Haywood. No, I'm going to stay here. I did talk about the news, and that's why it caught my attention, along with the Barbie and Oppenheimer big move in the movies. Put those two things together, the court decision and the blockbuster weekend. That is why I'm looking at AMC. What is your opinion of Tesla suggesting its future cars able to solar charge themselves? Siberia, I don't know about that yet, about the solar charging themselves. But when it comes down to chargers, they got more chargers than anybody. All right, they got more superchargers than anybody. And they've got into agreements with GM and Ford. They set out to talk to Toyota, a couple of other people, in regards to letting them use their superchargers. But I think that they kept 5,000 superchargers offline from all of them that only are just for Tesla people. So with the addition of possibly letting them become Solar charging is, I think that's a plus. I like Tesla long term. I know it really comes down to I like Tesla long term. Let me graph these. Where's my mouse? Let me graph these stocks real quick. All right. Let me let you just take a look. Let me finish doing that. All right. AMC, I like it from the near perfect indicator, especially if the 5 goes above the 40 on price. If the 5 has already gone above the 40 on RT. I'm liking that. Chevron, almost MPI as well. It's stopping right at a level of resistance right now. But I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. No fadation to gap. I would keep my eyes on that. That was strictly an earnings play, though, right? I believe it was. That was an earnings play. Let's go to the next stock. Oil is on the rise. Again, this is a precursor to inflation starting to rise again. Trading at new highs. I am trading WTI. You know me, I always love to make sure that I'm transparent in the stocks that I currently trade, especially since I talk about so many stocks on the platform. I am trading WTI from an oil play. But look at that move. You can't ignore it. Oil on this at this point is at 70.82. And it's on the rise. All right. I'm looking at Tesla. Pull back on Tesla. In the video that I talked about this week, we did talk about several different ways. But look at this. Bottom left, top right. Pull back. I'd like to see if Tesla's got the wherewithal. That was after earnings. And they beat on both earnings and revenue. They beat on both earnings and revenue and still fell. And they got downgraded. And Tesla's going, nah, bruh. I'm moving up. They're moving on up. Very little wick at the top of the candle. All right. But if I'm looking at it from the MPI graph, I'm watching the 5 crossing, closing in on the 40. I keep my eye on it, but I like today's activity. All right. Next stock in here is Google. A little bit of a sideways move right now. There's the high. Here's a level of a swing low, a level of support in a channel. All right. MPI graph is telling you to be careful, though. All right. Let's go. As a matter of fact, let me change the layout for a second. Let me change mine to at least trade. There's going to be the 3 and the 8. There we go. There's the 3 and the 8. NVIDIA, I've loved NVIDIA. Is one of my favorite stocks specifically because of price action. But if I'm looking at the techniques that I learned about, that I taught you guys about over the weekend, end of day, the 3 is crossing below the 8. I wouldn't be afraid to take half off the table. All right, still a good stock. Take some of that profit off the table. I'm looking at SMCI. Even though it pulled back that day, look at the 3 and the 8 end of day. I'm still fine with that. Love the graph. Love the graph. The conference call on Tesla wasn't well received. Thank you for that, William. Listen, I still think, let's go back to Tesla on this graph layout. The 3 and the 8 did cross. I got a line. I got you a line right about here. Here's the gap. I got you a sell line of about 240.85. You see that? Yes or no? Does that make sense? Tom says his granddaughter loved Barbie. There you go. Does that make sense in taking profits on Tesla? Yes or no? I would take it here where the 3 and the 8 crossed end of day. That's where I would have taken some off the table. If you did that and you're still holding, here's your line in the sand right now. Your line in the sand is sitting at about 240.85. 240.85. All right, that's where I would take the rest off. All right, what else is in the list? NVIDIA, SMCI, AMD. I'm not feeling that as much as I like NVIDIA or SMCI. It's in the space, but I'm not feeling it nearly as much. I'd rather go with the stocks that got the hotter hand. All right. What else? Palantir, I own it. Now, I've got to make a decision owning it. End of day. Excuse me. End of day, the 3 and the 8 crossed on Friday. I got more confirmation. I'm probably going to take my Palantir off the table. I've got some profits in it. I'm probably going to take my Palantir off the table. I think that's a smart play right now. A little bit of a shooting star pattern right there. Follow through. I talked about candlestick patterns a little bit in Friday's video. A little bit a shooting star. I got profits in here. I think I'm going to take them off the table. End of day, that already happened and followed through today. I think I'm ready to pull the trigger on that. Here's the airline stocks, a little bit of leveling out on love after, again, summertime is here. People are traveling. The airline stocks have been moving. There's Netflix. Netflix beat, I don't remember. I think they beat on earnings but missed on revenue. I think that's what happened with Netflix. They beat on earnings but missed on revenue, and with that earnings play, look at that. If I own Netflix and I've got some profit in it out of 3-8 crossed on Thursday, it was on Friday. That was probably your time to take some profits off the table. I'm getting more follow through today. Listen, this is what I'm talking about and looking at these graphs. I don't want you to give it all back. All right. Amazon, again, 3-8 crossed on Friday, followed through today. Beautiful equity curve. This is why I'm telling you not to panic sell, but I am telling you to take some off the table. All right, telling you to take Netflix beat on earnings and just barely missed by 8 cents on revenue. Thank you, Mark. I thought that was the case, but I'm scared, nervous. I'm not going to say scared. I'm nervous about Netflix as well, with the writers and the actors on strike. Where are they going to come up with content? They've already got content out there, but what do they do about putting out new content? You know, I just watched the Jack Ryan final season. That was a great way to end the Jack Ryan series on Netflix. Was that on Netflix or was that on Prime? Whichever. I don't know how many of you are into like Jack Ryan stuff, but I am. A great final season. But, you know, you look at Amazon, and there Lee says, I see a lot of 3s crossing below the 8s. And that's what I've been telling you in regards to being careful. I have not told anybody to panic sell. Watch tonight's video when I give out my top weekly picks for the U.S. market. Lee, I've taken that into consideration. So make sure you watch tonight's video. All right. And these are stocks that have been hot, folks. Delta pulled back, went back up, pulling back again after earnings. Again, folks, the graphs, American Airlines, the picture is worth 1,000 words. The strike is also about Netflix paying more to actors and writers for content. You would think that if Netflix is making more money, right, Chris? If Netflix is making more money, the movie company's making more money. Spread the wealth. Well, we live in a world of capitalism where it's all about making as much money as I possibly can until people want to put more money in their pockets. I don't think if it's, I'm me, I don't want to get into the political side of it, but I don't think it's unrealistic for people to get a bigger piece of the pie. A little bit big. It's not like they want all of the pie. They just want a bigger piece. If the pie is out there, why not give them a bigger piece of the pie? All right. Yeah. There's another conversation that I can get into that I'm not. There's another conversation I can get into, but I'm not. All right. And then my stocks at the bottom of the list. Again, Palantir is a stock that I'm thinking about closing out of. I think I'm going to do that. Netflix. We looked at all of these stocks. Oh, we did. We looked at all of them. I thought we were just looking at the top ones. We looked at all of them. All right. Netflix has a lot of foreign-made content, and that's fine to have the foreign-made content. But where's their biggest market? In the U.S. Are we going to look at the foreign-made content? I look at it from that perspective, William. All right. Let's go. I'm here. Let's go look at some of the other stocks I got. Some stocks for you. My NPI picks for this week. My NPI 1 day picks. Oil. What are the stocks I got in here? Oil, personal, drug, and transportation. Nicely spread out. All the way down to $1.29, all the way up as high as $9.16. This is strictly technical on the near perfect indicator. I'm giving you some stocks on the 1 day and my longer term plays on my 3 days. And again, these are a little bit better. These are my 3-day MPI picks, near perfect indicator. I like these stocks a little bit longer. These are my swing. I look at them as swing trades more than shorter term plays. These are, for the most part, are fundamentally sound with double-digit earnings growth. All right. I am not against the writers and the actors getting more. It was just an observation about how it affects Netflix, Disney. It's going to affect all of the streaming services. All right. It's going to affect the movies, but it's going to also affect all of the streaming services, right? I do want to keep in mind that with what's going on with the market, I want you to keep your eyes on Contras. I'm not telling anybody to go out and buy any Contra today. I've got 2 Contras that are moving. This is a hot one right here, folks. I'm thinking about picking up some of this. I'm thinking about, if I look at the graph of this is on the volatility. I'm thinking about picking up a little bit of this. Put this on a 3-month graph. Look at that. I'm thinking about picking up a little bit of SVIX. All right. It's just been moving. It's been moving. Your Uncle Glenn just put you on to something to keep your eyes on. All right. Your Uncle Glenn just put you on to something to keep your eyes on. Look at that equity curve. That's a contra. That's a contra. You can thank me later. All right. You can thank me later. Phase 3 drugs last week. Let's go peep those out real quick. I don't think I did real good on the phase 3 drugs last week. Not yet, John. I'm almost there. Let's go back 1 week. These are all drugs that got phase 3 announcements attached to them. Quick test them. Good googly muggly. I got smoked last week. 4 winners, 5 losers. Kodiak Sciences, big hit. I don't know what hit them. Whatever it is, 44. It was down 44% in 1 week. I did have 4 stocks that did go up. All right. I do own Rain. All right. I've been watching that one. That's another stock that I do own. I do own Rain. Again, I like to be transparent in the stocks that I own. I've been watching that as a drug phase 3. And I do have some of that. I do have some of that. Let's go look at my phase 3 drugs for this week. Let's go hit my stream button once it comes up. All right. And here's my phase 3 drugs for this week. A lot of these are not going to be good stocks. I'm playing the phase 3 information, the phase 3 catalyst news on these stocks. That's where all of these come from. Folks, when I give you these drug stocks, it's not for you guys to run and go buy these stocks. I need you to time these, look at what's going on with them. These are ideas for you to have to keep on your radar. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right, does everybody understand that? Yes or no? These are ideas. These are aggressive. These are beyond aggressive. They're more speculative because it is a phase 3 catalyst news on these stocks. Some weeks we do good on these stocks. As you just saw last week, we didn't do nearly as well. And that's why I want you guys to understand. I want to put these out to you to give you heads up. But these are your aggressive, speculative plays. All right, now let's go look at your stocks. Now SDPI and Cliff. CLF, SDPI, comma, any other stocks? SBLK, comma, MODG, comma, I'm only going to look at a few. ANSS, comma, AESI, comma, SQ. Yep. Good play, Lee. I like that play. ASRT, comma, Nail. I do like the home play as well. X-Pro, comma, T-Mobile. I'm not sure what I feel about T-Mobile. ACLS, comma, Nail. I got Nail in there already. Stop! Double, triple putting it in there, Daniel. Don't make me yell at you. DKNG, comma, XOM. I do like the oil play. NU, comma, what was before NU? ALCUF, comma, EXP, comma, Mara, comma, URI, comma, somebody really put a weed stock in there? Really, Tyree? Really, Tyree? I don't know if it's time for me to look at weed or not. Daniel, stop messing with me, Daniel. AAOI. I'm about to put you in timeout, Daniel. I am so ready to put you in timeout. ADM. All right. Those are my stocks for today. I'm going to put you in timeout, Daniel. Stop laughing behind your computer because I know you are. All right. First thing I'm going to do, and Jake, don't even start with me either, Jake. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to sort the list by CI. These are the stocks that go up more than they go down. All right. They were already sorted by VST. I took it a step further. Let's sort them by CI, the stocks that go up more than they go down. All right. ACLS, Nail, the housing boom. The houses are being built because people don't want to sell their homes. Hey, the weed stocks are profitable, says Jeremy. Listen, where's it at? Hold on. Where's my GRWG? Yeah, exactly. from the CI perspective, where's the stock? Exactly. All right. I'm done yelling. Let's go. Let's go. I don't think it's time for me to look at weed stocks yet, but that we'll still take a look. We'll still take a lolook. All right. So the stocks that go up more than they go down, let's highlight all of those. All right. These all have CIs. No. Yeah. MJNA, you know, I made like 1,300% on that stock when I did. I made a lot of freaking money on that. Was my one in a lifetime trade right there. That MJNA, that was my once in a lifetime. I made 1,300% on that. All right, let me go peep these out. Let's graph these. Right click, view the stock graph. These are all stocks with CIs above 1. All right. Ooh. You know, I do like the move. If oil's starting to move, I don't mind getting into XOM. I like, we saw that CVX had earnings beat, coming off of a level of support, the 3 and 8 end of day of crossing. I don't dislike the play. Look at the last 3 days of rising right at or above, slightly above average volume. Open candle today. I like the play. I like the play. All right. I like that it's been beaten up and starting to rise. I like the play. All right. ACLS, I'm not feeling the play. This stock had its move. I'm not liking the 3-8 crossing. All right. Nice. I did like the move. If you're in it right now, 3-8 cross Thursday, follow through Friday, more follow through today. All right. If you're still in it, though, I'm going to give you your drop dead line in the sand about 163.04. That's your drop dead line in the sand. If you really, really feel that you want to hold it, that's your line. If you own it right now, I wouldn't mind telling you to take half or a quarter off, something like that. Nail is moving, huh? Did you just say something, Joey?
I did, but I was muted, so I don't think you could have heard me.
Well, I heard you say something because that's what made me stop. So evidently I heard something, right? All right, anyway. Nail, big, the new building is there. Big down day Thursday. Indecision Friday, a little bit more indecision today. How many of you are holding Nail? Somebody gave it to me. Oh, Daniel. Daniel put it in 11,000 times. Daniel, let me give you a stop price on it. Right about there. You see that, Daniel? If you own it, that's your drop dead line in the sign right there, 76.84. You see that, Daniel? I'm not saying another word until Daniel responds. Fine. Okay, here we go. There you go. All right. Daniel responded. I love the move over the last 3 months. Bottom left, top right. Big pullback on Thursday. Indecision Friday, a little bit of indecision today, but I like that it's bouncing off this level that I gave you. If it falls below this by the end, on end of day, I'd probably pull my trigger and get out of it. Michael says, weed stocks saw their profits go up in smoke. Oh, gosh. Sigh. Stephanie says, I think builder stocks are overdone. We'll see. And right now, Stephanie, even if that's the case, I give it a good line in the sand there. DraftKings, leveling out. Look at that gap. No fadation of the gap and leveling out. If you own it, leave it alone. End of day, the 3 and the 8 are still having you in it. Leave it alone. All right. Wow, look at that. Express looks good. Folks, I wouldn't be surprised if end of day if the 3 went below the 8, I'd take profit on this, folks. What was my cement stock? I do have it. This wasn't my main cement stock. But look at that. This is this is one of my best industries I like. Building cement. Told you, right? EXP is, look at that. Folks, there's no reason why you shouldn't take, if end of day, the 3 crosses below the 8. Oh, wow. Petroleum. Again, I like petroleum. I do. I told you. New high over the last 3 months. The 3 is pulling away from the 8. That's got momentum. That's not a bad play. That's got a momentum. As long as oil is rising, that may not be a bad play. Why is that over there? There we go. NU, bank foreign. There's my line in the sand right about there. Nice little bounce off of that. A little bit of, Ooh, could be a hammer formation, normally found at the bottom of a formation, but the 3 and the 8 cross may not be a bad play. May not be a bad play. ASRT, drug ethical, probably news driven. There's my level of support, probably news driven, right at a level of resistance right here. I'd like to see if it can break above that. If it can break above that, the stock's got some upside. If we can break above this level right here, which is at the price of about 563, this stock's got some upside. This stock's got some upside, at least to that level of the next level of resistance sitting at about 639. I like to play here too, but I need to see it break above that level of resistance first. URI, rentals, yeah. Let's go here. There's my level of support right there, right at 449.73, leveling out right there. Watch the 3 and the 8. Watch the 3 and the 8 end of day. All right. Nice move up. Don't give all that back. Next one, ANSS. End of day, 3 and the 8 about to cross. I wouldn't mind taking that off the table. But I got a level of support sitting at about 334.27. I wouldn't mind taking some of that off the table right there, folks. Especially if I've made some money. I might be breaking even right here, depending on when I got in. I wouldn't mind taking half off. If you want to wait, though, and take half off and still stay in it, there's my drop dead line in the sand sitting at 333.27. This is news driven because there's a lot of give back right here. That's news driven. Something happened. Was that an earnings play? Nope. Something happened here to push that. But look at the 3 and the 8 went up. Above average volume. Keyword for them. Oh, keyword for the mug giveaway is Barbie. Type it in now. Just type it in now. Tom said he had his nail called away. Nothing wrong with that, especially if you sold the covered call. You are the first person to get Glenn to stop talking in the last 53 years. When did I stop talking? Oh, I did stop talking, waiting for him to say something. All right, Barbie, we're gonna give away a cup. One, type it in once. If you type it in twice, I'm gonna see it. I'm not gonna let you have it. Type it in once. All right, this was news driven. I don't know what the news was on this, but that's a lot of give back. Be careful with that. If you're in it, though, leave it alone. AAOI, the 3 and the 8 cross Thursday. Follow through Friday. No follow through today. If you're holding it still, let me give you a line in the sand sitting at about 763. Your line in the sand on AAOI, if you're still holding, is 763 end of day. All right. That's all I got. Let's go look at all your other crappy stuff. Oh, did I actually say that out loud? I would never say that out loud. These are your less desirable stocks. I would never call them crappy unless it's GRWG. Who gave me GRWG? Who gave me GRWG? Do you want to own up to it? Who gave me GRWG? Who wants to own it? It was Tyree. Tyree, you going to own up to it? Mara, crypto was on the move. Now it's not. End of day, the 3 and 8 are crossing today. End of day, the 3 and 8 are crossing today. Keep your eyes on that. All right. For those people who took the move on crypto, watch today. Watch today, especially on tomorrow. AESI, I don't know. It was Tyree. Jay and I are going to see Barbie tonight. New 3-month high on AESI. It's a petroleum stock. I'm finding you're finding me some petroleum stocks for you guys to keep your eyes on. Again, petroleum is on the rise. A Cleveland Cliff. I don't know what happened with Cleveland. Was this an earnings play? No. Man, this got to a level of resistance, fell. A little rebound today. If you still own it, though. Oh. Let me give you a line. I'm going to use that most recent low. That's my line in the sand for you, 1596. That's my line in the sand. It looks like the 3 and 8 might be getting ready to cross again, but it's still in a channel. No matter what, it's still in a channel. Be careful. I like T-Mobile. T-Mobile. I wasn't sure of what I was going to see with T-Mobile. I like the move coming off this level of support. A little bit of a pullback. Found another level of support. 3 and 8 went back up. I'd like to see it if it can keep on. And it's a buy It's back to being a buy recommendation again. This may not be a bad move. MODG is moving sideways. All right. MODG is definitely moving sideways. I could find you better stocks to be in than that one. How about that? AD Archer Daniels. That stock is kicking butt. That is, and a clap. That's a good looking graph. That's a good looking graph. I'm not ready. You know, transportation ship, when it moves just like that. When it does it, then it doesn't. Hey, when are you making your mug decision? Please remember, you are my favorite. Daniel wants that mug. Joey's going to let me know. Joey will let me know who won. Joey will put in the room who won. ALCUF, a lot of volatility here, and it's a 14-cent stock. It's probably not fundamentally sound. No CI, negative earnings growth. I like copper, but I could find you a better copper play. But if you ain't got a lot of money or you want a cheap play, this has got a lot of volatility. Volatility ain't for you. I wouldn't trade this stock. If volatility is for you, nice big open day today. I am whole on hold 30. Can't buy Archer Daniels. I have to stay away from sugar grape. I got you. Hey, Colin won. Colin, are you here? Colin's here. Colin, you got to send an email. Send the email to connect@VectorVest.com. That's where you send your email to. Connect@VectorVest.com. We'll get you your mug. There you go. Way to go. Way to go. We gave away a mug today. All right. And what is Daniel says, and I didn't say Barbie again. No. Daniel said, that wasn't my choice. Nephew Daniel, it wasn't my choice. All right. Let's go through my last couple of stocks. Tyree. Really? Why? Now, there was a little bit of a move up on it, but now the 3 and the 8 are crossing today, Tyree. The 3 and the 8 are crossing down today. I probably would tell you no. Mark says, I never win anything. Sigh. Voice emoji. So I'm not a fan of GRWG. And then on SQQQ, I'm watching. It's been beaten up. The market's gone up. This could be a bottom fishing opportunity on the short play for the Qs. All right, I'm done. We covered a lot of stocks. We gave you a lot of picks to keep your eyes on. Mark, Glenn would just take it from you. Wow. Really? Is Marty here? Oh my gosh, you opening up wounds. You opening up. It makes me feel bad. I took it away from Marty. Hit the like button and thank you, Glenn. Yeah, how many likes did we get today? 61. You know me. I like to try to get to 100 likes. All right. We still didn't get 300 people in the room. I don't know what it takes for you guys to invite the people to get 300 people. Tell me what it takes. Tell me what it takes to get us 300 people in the room. Folks, if you like what we do here, there's a lot of people out there who need this kind of information. Mark says, like when he invited me to lunch and didn't save me. Did I do that? No. Whoa, Joey! When did I do that? What? I did? Wow. Michael says more mugs. All right. If petroleum is on the rise, but countries are cutting back on production, how will that affect the tanker stock? Tankers need to, if oil is on the rise and people are buying it. No, but that's the problem. Oil is on the rise. Oil is on the rise because the supply is being taken out of the equation. So if the supply is being taken out of the equation, they're not going to have nearly as much oil to move around. Does that make sense, Sherry? Oil is on the rise because the demand is high, but the supply is dwindling. If the supply is dwindling, then the ships ain't moving it. You love your VectorVest dong. Oh yeah. Well, hold on. I got. That just went left. All right. Wow. Glenn, would you say M6A is long or short? What is M6A, D. Westermeyer? I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. All right. Hermes. Man, I talked about American Airline and I talked about those two stocks today. I did. You got to go back and watch the video. I'm sorry. All right. Michael says, I don't know anybody who would like this. Okay. Well, that's an honest answer. All right. I got to go, folks. Hey, 6 p.m. video tonight. My top 5 weekly picks for U.S., Canada, and Australia. All right. And again, I got a bonus for the U.S. market because of what's going on. Don't forget, Ryan and I will be live when the Fed makes its decision on Wednesday. We'll tune in live to the conference after, and we'll have some fun. We'll eat the popcorn, watch the market, and all that kind of stuff. Joey, did I cover everything? Shirt,
I believe so.
50K, Ron, blog. Again, I love these new shirts. Go to our www.vectorvest.com/merchandise. Use promo code Glenn23. You get 30% off. Uncle Glenn's going to hook you up with 30% off. All right, these are really good. They feel good. They look good. They smell good. I like them. And then I got more. I just got them from the store. I got them all from the store. So Australian dollar to US dollar futures. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video on that, D. Westermeyer. Oh, is that what you asked me? Australian dollar to dollar? I don't know. I've not compared the dollar globally. I've compared what's going on with the dollar as it's going down in value. So I've done videos on de-dollarization. I still don't think that in time soon that we get overtaken as the world's reserve currency. I don't think that happens no time soon. Yes, the value of the dollar is falling. The BRICS countries are trying to come on board and come up with their own currency to overcome ours. Problem is that they're not stable countries, number one, but they do have a lot of gold, which will get them a seat at the table in the context of, can they do it? So there's where I stand in regards to that. All right, folks, I got to go. All right. How do I start this? Ciao, au revoir. Say again? There it is. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii, and for you, Mark, all my peeps in Bahamas. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Till next time, folks. See ya.